Hello, dear friends. My name is Felix, and I am from Singapore. I want to share with you the story of my journey into a Russian forest that completely transformed my life. In 2018, I was employed at Siemens, a company specializing in electrical equipment manufacturing. We provided equipment for the construction of a factory in Russia, and I was offered a chance to travel there on a business trip. To be honest, under normal circumstances, I would have never agreed to go to Russia, especially to Siberia. However, during that time, I experienced events that deeply unsettled my emotional balance. I faced financial difficulties as my small business collapsed, leaving me in debt to creditors. My girlfriend revealed that she had fallen in love with someone else and suggested we part ways. Additionally, doctors diagnosed me with obstructive lung disease. At just 35 years old, it felt like this illness was gradually but surely damaging my lungs, bringing me closer to death. I was engulfed in despair and yearned to escape reality. Thus, I made the decision to travel to Russia. In Russia, I formed a friendship with a guy named Victor, who became our translator. One day, we decided to visit a local bar, where I opened up to him about my troubles. Victor listened with empathy and told me a fascinating story about a mysterious tree, said to grant wishes. According to him, if you walk around this tree 3 times while making a wish, it is guaranteed to come true. Although I was somewhat skeptical about the tale, it lifted my spirits nonetheless. We shared a hearty laugh over this whimsical legend. Victor even showed me a webpage about the giant Siberian tree, and I was amazed by its age. My curiosity was sparked, and I felt a strong desire to see it for myself. Victor promised to introduce me to a guide who organizes tours to the tree, and soon we set off with a group of tourists into the autumn forest. Our guide turned out to be a delightful young woman named Elena. The journey from Tobolsk to the tree took several hours. At first, the enigmatic Russian forest filled me with a sense of unease. We navigated through challenging paths, climbing and descending slopes. I frequently glanced over my shoulder, feeling as though some wild creature was watching us. However, my fears were eased by a conversation with Elena, who spoke English fluently. We engaged in a friendly chat, and she reassured me, explaining that wild animals posed less of a threat this season. Elena shared fascinating facts about Russia, made jokes, and our trek became truly captivating. At one point, the group slowed down. People lifted their heads and pointed towards the sky. In that moment, I realized we had finally reached our destination. The colossal tree loomed above us, resembling a 10-story building, while the other trees appeared as mere shrubs. Elena, Victor, and I joined hands, attempting to wrap our arms around the trunk, but it proved to be quite a challenge. Caught up in the moment, I completely forgot about the ritual until Victor reminded me. With a serious expression and barely contained laughter, I walked around the tree 3 times and made my wishes. Victor and Eleanor clapped their hands, and I chuckled at the amusing situation. As we began our journey back, the sun dipped below the treetops of the firs, and the forest gradually descended into darkness. At that moment, Eleanor pulled out flashlights from her backpack and distributed them to everyone in the group. The path home through the nighttime woods became just as thrilling as our encounter with the wooden giant. We lined up and walked along the narrow trails, illuminating the darkness and casting silhouettes of trees all around us. Initially, I thought it felt like some magical ritual. I then envisioned a medieval army with torches, poised for a night assault on a fortress. Suddenly, a nocturnal predator burst from the grass beneath our feet. The silhouette of the bird resembled a large owl. It seemed intrigued by us and circled above our group for a while, escorting us on our way. I'm not particularly religious, and I don't believe in omens, miracles, or Santa Claus. However, I've come to realize that I can't dismiss the magic of that tree, as I'm afraid of scaring away good fortune and missing out on the heavenly blessings that have come my way. Upon returning from the forest to my hotel, I received an email from the clinic where I had been tested for my new illness. The results of the follow-up tests turned out to be negative. The doctors were mistaken I was healthy. Shortly afterward, my lawyer called to inform me that I had inherited from my distant uncle. This news was bittersweet and felt almost sacrilegious, yet it enabled me to clear my debts with creditors. Overall, my life took a dramatic turn after that excursion. Most astonishingly, and deserving of its own tale, Eleanor moved to Singapore to be with me, and we got married. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed my story. Wishing everyone more delightful surprises from fate. Goodbye.